A dimly lit alleyway, neon lights flickering. The soft hum of city noise in the background. The camera follows a shadowed figure walking down a narrow street. A small, unassuming cafe sign glows faintly in the distance, the words barely legible, the daily grind. They say there's a place where wishes come true. A cafe hidden in the city's forgotten corners. Some call it a miracle, others a curse. Would you take the chance? A crowded bar, hazy with cigarette smoke. Eric, late 20s, slightly disheveled, sits at the counter, nursing a drink. His fingers tap impatiently against the glass. He scrolls through his phone, looking at old messages from Gina. A TV plays in the background, covering the latest news: a missing persons case. The bartender wipes a glass, watching Eric. Bartender, rough night. Eric, more like a rough life. Ever heard of the tiny cafe? The bartender hesitates, eyes darting around before leaning in. Bartender lowered voice, it's just a story. People go looking for it and never come back the same. You don't want to mess with that place, Eric. Maybe I do? The bartender exhales sharply, placing the glass down. Bartender, look, man. You're not the first. Some people get desperate. They think they can fix things. That cafe, if it even exists, it doesn't work like that. You might get what you want, but at what cost? Eric smirks bitterly, finishing his drink. He pulls out his wallet to pay, but the bartender waves him off. Bartender, on the house. Just don't go looking for trouble. Flashback, Eric and Gina, slow montage of Eric and Gina together. Laughter, holding hands, an engagement ring in a box. Then Gina looking disappointed, her eyes filled with silent resignation. She turns away, walking into the distance, her silhouette fading. Eric VO, 2 years since I made the biggest mistake of my life. If there's even a sliver of a chance to fix it, I'll take it. Scene transition, the city streets. Eric stumbles out of the bar, determination in his eyes. The night is quiet, too quiet. A soft chime echoes from an alleyway. He turns and sees a small shop. Lights barely flickering. A figure leans against the doorway, a man in a slightly worn-out suit, his face partially shadowed. Raymond, looking for something. Eric. Maybe. You know anything about the tiny cafe? Raymond chuckles, pulling out a cigarette, lighting it slowly. The flame briefly illuminates his tired eyes. Raymond, that depends. Are you just curious? Or are you desperate? Eric hesitates, but his silence is enough of an answer. Raymond smirking. Thought so. Tell you what, come inside. Have a drink. Maybe I can help. Eric eyes the shop. The window is clouded with dust, but inside, he can make out a few patrons. Something about them feels off. Their movements are slow, almost dreamlike. A woman stirs a cup of coffee, over and over, never taking a sip. A man stares at the wall, unblinking. A shiver runs down Eric's spine, but he swallows hard and steps forward. The moment he crosses the threshold, the chime above the door rings, but the sound is warped like a low whisper of something ancient. Desperation leads us down the strangest paths. But some doors, once opened, can never be closed. What would you risk for a second chance?